What's up, Sneeples? Bright Lights is here, and that means draft is here. And I gotta tell you, I've been drafting this set, and it is so much fun. I'm enjoying it a lot. So whether you're gonna be drafting at your Armory or your Pro Quest or at Worlds, you're gonna wanna get some draft knowledge to win any of those events. And we got it here for you, but check this out first. Do you like this shirt? Well, you can get them at fleshandbaubles.com. You can even use our promo code SNEEP for 15% off your entire order. They got shirts, they got keychains, and they got more to come. So check them out, fleshandbaubles.com. Let's get back to the video. Teklovossen is our snazzy dressed mechanologist hero. He has 4 intelligence, 20 health. You can play your Evos cards from the Bear Zone, and if you pay 3 resources, you can equip Evos cards at instant speed and draw a card while you're at it. And that's the name of the game, because you want to try to get your Evos equipment on as fast as possible. Because once you have 3 Evos equipments on, your game plan comes to life. And that is working with your weapon, the Teklo Leveler. As you see, it gets cheaper with the more equipments you have, and it has go again, and that is so big because ideally what you want to do is use 2 cards to block, pitch a blue, come in with Teklo Leveler, and then come in with an attack action after the fact, all while never boosting. The idea here is that there's 2 ways to win. You can fatigue your opponent by having more cards because you do not boost and you attack efficiently, or you can just get in there big with big attacks that get better with the number of Evos equipments you have. These are your Evo upgrade cards. So let's get into making a deck to make this possible. First and foremost, with this draft, it's very open, so do not go into it thinking I'm gonna be Teklovossen. No, let your first 5 picks decide for you. Be open on these first 5 picks. Pick the best card. And then once you get to pick number 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe even 9, you can then start seeing the trend of the draft and see what hero is open for you. So let's look at those cards that are great signal cards to tell you to be Teklovossen. And the first is pretty obvious, it's Evos upgrade cards, okay? The Steel Soul Evos equipments are obviously bombs, and I don't think they'll get past you. If they do, you're Teklovossen immediately. But they are so good that they're probably gonna be get picked, pack 1, pick 1 sort of deal. So if you get 1, pack 1, pick 1, you got it. Awesome. Next up, we have the rare Yellow Pitch Evos card. This is your command center, your engine room, your smooth bore, your thrusters. These cards are pretty damn good because they work with your weapon very well, and then they do have a block for 3 in emergency cases, which is always nice for backup. That's another good sign that Teklovossen might be open, but my favorite sign is this because the Steel Soul is a majestic, the Command Center is a rare, but this card's a common, and that is the Steel Sentry Base equipment. These are red pitches with Battle Worn, and they're a base equipment. They're so damn good because you can just play them and you can build upon them. And on top of that, they're common, which means that you're more likely to see them than the other 2 equipment mentioned. So therefore, if you see those, that's a very good one to pick up. I actually even like drafting them over some of those other ones. Obviously the Steel Soul is too good, you draft that first, but I do like drafting over like the Command Center or Engine Room just because they have such good block value. That is the Evos side, but that's not the only thing you need to win. You have to go for some Evo upgrade cards, because these cards are the way to get damage through and to secure the win, tie it up. And I'm talking really about heavy artillery. This card's a rare, but I see this card gets passed along because no one else wants it but really Teklovossen. The reason is that it gets so good when you have Evos based equipment. It makes it overpower sort of level, and overpower is a very good mechanic in this game. So stuff that prevents blocking is so very necessary for Teklovossen to close out games. So heavy artillery, super good. I do like Liquid Cooled Mayhem, as that can be a 0 for 6, which is insane. And then Mechanical Strength is another great one. These are all rares. Of course, you have your Annihilator Tank and War Engine. These are your Majestic Bombs. Go for those. Those are obviously super cool. But if you get past some of these rares, that's a very good sign that Teklovossen might be open, and you want to grab those. Possibly even over some of the Evo's equipment, as those help close the game. Now, when you're playing Teklovossen, when you decided, okay, I've seen some of those cards, let me get into Teklovossen, now you need to draft the rest of the deck. And the rest of the deck needs to consist of two things. It needs to consist of scrap cards. Scrap cards is a great way to allow you to block with your equipment from hand and then get another block value because you can scrap it into the Banshee and then play it from the Banshee. And allow Teklovossen to have some pretty relevant attacks that work with him. The other thing you really need to do is grab Blues. Teklovossen is not a very cheap hero. His ability costs 3 resources. Most of the equipment costs anywhere from 2 to 3 resources. There are some zero costs, and just, I would say, these zero cost thruster legs are the only ones I'd consider, just as a side note. Don't really like the other ones. And yeah, you're gonna need some blues to make this deck work. So let's do the breakdown here. In order to have a very good Teklovossen deck, I would say you want anywhere from 8 to 10 Evos equipment. And that might seem like a lot, but the sooner you get 3 pieces out, the better. So make sure you get about 8 to 10 Evos equipment and make sure you have a good spread. You don't need 4 head pieces and like 1 of everything else. Try to get some big attacks. You want anywhere from 2 to 4 big attacks, ideally around about 4, so that you can finish the games. Again, heavy artillery, like you can mayhem, but there's other stuff like infused titanium and stuff, just big attacks that help get damage through. You want scrap cards. Scrap cards are great ways to make your deck function. These are going to be the best to pick up on the second go round of the packs, so they'll cycle. Pick up your scrap cards then, because honestly, maybe Dash will start picking up a few scrap cards, but a lot of it will come back around. As well as your next one, you want to try to have about 10 blues in your decks. Those again will have a good chance of coming back around, so try to draft those as well. Blues are needed to make this deck function smoothly. There you have it. That is Teklovossen, the draft guide for him. We are going to come out with the other 2 heroes and then come in with a draft recap at the end. Be sure to watch those videos as well. Go ahead and go out there, wear your proper attire, your snazzy attire, and go draft some Teklovossen. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep on packing.